You know, when we were together in first year of college.
That was kind of a perfect time in my life, to be honest.
It'd be awkward if something happened with us.
No one would have to know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's really interesting because I didn't read the book before my first audition. I didn't have time to go and get it, so I kind of but I really remember very vividly feeling like I knew who she was from the small sort of sides that I got. You know, the way that they wrote the stage direction, she was so quirky and interesting, and I thought she just came across as such a deeply sensitive person just from those sides. And I just loved her. So then, obviously, when I read the book, I was like, oh, she's the best, and it was so amazing because you know you not only had your characters kind of inner life and you know what they think and what they feel, but you also had the way your character comes across to other people, which is really interesting, seeing that juxtaposition of who you think you are as opposed to the way people view you. And that was really amazing. So I guess I used a lot of Connell's chapters to really form her physicality, because he speaks about things like her eyes burn into the back of his head. So I was like, okay, lots of eye contact, and that she, you know, she really felt she seemed very sure of herself. Whereas I knew from Marianne's chapters that she didn't. You know, she was very vulnerable, very sensitive, and very, you know, deep. And so I think it was fun. During scenes, we would sometimes be playing certain things to the camera, perhaps, of what's going on in your inner life, and then playing a different thing to the character that you were in the scene with. So that was a really fun lesson to learn. That's not something I'd ever done before. So it was a kind of definitely a learning curve, because I think very quickly you just have to, if you're wanting to play a character as realistically as possible, when you're in a relationship with someone, you aren't self-conscious, you know, or you shouldn't be. When you're in a really loving, healthy relationship, you should be able to be relaxed, and you know, and so there were certain shots that would obviously involve nudity, and I think, yeah, very quickly I had to kind of just accept that you know, my body was the way it was and there was nothing I could change about it. And it, you know, I always think people I admire are the people who really own themselves and who are, you know, are comfortable in who they are. And so I think that was probably something I had to learn from filming, because you know, it is a very surreal situation to put yourself in. But I just think that I really was so happy that they represented both Paul and I with a 50-50 nudity. And you know, because too often it's often the woman that you see, and not the man. So I'm really glad that that it's a natural and a kind of balanced representation of relationship. I mean, I think you know, it's so funny because when Sally writes in the book, she describes Marion and Connell's conversation to be like figure skaters who can throw each other up into tangents on, you know, in terms of theories and intellect, and then can catch each other and keep on skating. And I think that beautiful kind of rhythm and in syncness that comes with that imagery is something that I would think of as, in, you know, in terms of chemistry. And I think that is kind of something that either exists or it doesn't, because it's so much about rhythm and reading each other and knowing how to kind of give each other the space to fill the silence or to allow for pauses. And so I think we were really lucky that that was sort of existed quite early on with Paul and I. When it came to those characters, we had a real understanding of the way they spoke. But also, I guess, when you have such amazing kind of writing and such brilliant directors behind it, that, you know, they really helped as well to build that. It was a completely teamwork based project. So yeah.